Okay, in this video, let's take a look at Shane Lowry's golf swing. 2019 Open champion. Really cool swing to study. He does some things that are unique, things that I don't see on any other player out there on the tour, and really helps him create a very, very good impact position. We take a look, great setup position here. And as the club goes up, based on his grip positions at address, he's able to take that thing back perfectly square, keeping it very square to the plane as he goes back. Good way to create some stable face control for later in the downswing. So he has the club outside his hand slightly above the plane, and the face not rotating too much at this point. And then as he goes up, hinges it a little steeper, certainly gets the club on a pretty upright plane. And as he completes that backswing, he does so with a bit of arm action, not as much turn as you'd see with some players, and creates quite of a cupped position at the top there. So more of a reverse of a Dustin Johnson or something like that at the top. Face more open and more cupped. But certainly on the downswing, he starts to turn things around. He gets the lower body going. Crazy flexible guy like most guys on tour in terms of mobility. But as this thing comes down, he actually has his right hand just barely on the club. So it looks very left arm dominant, left hand dominant. So much so the right pinky is actually off the golf club as he's coming down, which is certainly unique. And as he sits down into this thing, very athletic looking here, into his legs because he gets a lot of power. But to control that club face as he comes down, right in this area, you can tell that club face is still quite open at this point, and he's going to have to do something to roll that thing down. And at this point, like I said, the right hand just looks, it's just barely on the club. And he's sitting more down onto his legs there, not doing a lot of overall weight transfer left, but sitting. And then as he gets into here, he's got a lot of lag late in the downswing, and now we see a good position out of that left wrist. So he's got it flat, he has a club face nice and square. And with that much lag and the face hanging square, he's able then to come through and release it with more of a release that you would see from a more closed face player. That club on the follow through here also 90 degrees to the plane, so very square. And from where you'd see him be up here at the top, this face is coming down open. It doesn't look like he would have a chance to create that much face stability, but because he has that much lag late in the downswing, lots of wrist angle here in this right wrist bending backward, he's able to create lag and hold, which sends the grip left and the face incredibly square well after impact. So much so that as he comes through, he creates a look that you would see from a more closed to open face player like a Dustin Johnson, who's holding that face and then looks like he's just holding on at the end to control the face. It doesn't look like he's going to be a hold type of player, like hanging onto this position to create that club face angle that is so square. Very interesting move. And like I said, he's just a natural athlete, natural player, super flexible, but what a unique movement. Taking a look at the driver here as he goes up. This clip was a little bit started early here, but same great position here. Strong enough grip position at the beginning to keep that face square. And if any of you are losing face control or losing the ball right and left to the twisting of your hands, you can help yourself right away by creating a squarer position going back. Don't let it get too open in the beginning of the backswing. And then as he comes up, like I said, not a lot of hip turn, but doesn't need it. He's so flexible. He's got the shoulders turned fully. And you can really see that cup position in the wrist. It's just, you don't see that a whole lot anymore. More of a toe down, Fred Couples sort of a look. And a lot like Fred Couples, who also has a right hand that's barely on the golf club. Here he comes down, creating all that lag. Hips leading and turning out of the way. And there you can see that hand coming off the club. Like I said, at this point, he looks like it's too open. It looks like he's going to hit this ball always off to the right. But he starts to roll it down right through here with that left hand twisting. And now he's in a position to create a what we call a right hand release or a slap release versus a straight rollover. And that allows him to create a lot of force, but also create good control, great ball directional control as well. I'm often asked by students what's more important, to have more strength by going to the gym and getting stronger, or more flexibility. And I think I would always say flexibility is more important. I think these great players, they are strong, but you know, their ability to move and turn all the way through with just no jam up. There's just no joints getting jammed. Ankles, knees, hips, back, shoulder, neck, everything is completely free. And so if any of you are having trouble with your golf swing, you can do things like yoga, things that create stretching. And if you can get obviously through the ball like you see here with this kind of a mobility, I think it's better than just having strength. So here looking at sequence, I was a little bit ahead of the last clip there, but looking at the sequence, you can really see how the lower body gets turning out of the way. Beautifully, which then allows the arms to come down, really being pulled down by the body. There's a great athletic look we've seen in some other players where he's in the legs, staying in his sort of crouch position there. And as he comes through, once again with this iron, you can see right through here, watch those hands, how they're not rolling right over that label on his glove. If you watch that as it comes through, it's staying incredibly stable through the hitting area, through this bottom part here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 frames or so where it's not twisting, and that controls that club face amazingly well. Even more, gosh, that's incredible how long that goes through their square. And I'm sure there's weeks where his tempo is off and his timing is off and it's not quite that good, but wow, when it's on, it's amazing. One thing you'll also see here is the left arm working. Some players would say it might be chicken winging on the way through as he comes through, squares it up, releases it beautifully. Once again, there's that club face, incredibly square, coming through the bottom of the swing, which gives that great directional control. And this little look here with the left arms pulling back and bending, some people would say it's sort of a chicken wing action there, but it really isn't. It's just really a case of the way he releases it, sends the elbow back, and as that happens, the face just stays square. Something you would learn a lot from as a kid, maybe working on a lot of wedge play or a lot of short game. One last look here at an iron shot. It's a semi face-on look. The camera's a little bit at an angle coming this way, so the ball position looks a little bit off. But if we watch his motion here, you can see this club go up and really get a nice, like I said, full hinge. Not as much hip turn as some players, but a huge shoulder turn. Super flexible in the torso. And as he comes down, sit into the legs in rotation, not a massive slide forward. Little weight transfer, plus some turn. If you're having trouble getting your hips going or clearing, get into those legs, like sitting downward before you try to rotate will help you unlock the hip joints and move freer. Also, having a narrower stance, like you can see here, he doesn't have a real wide base there. That also helps you to rotate freer. And there's all that lag late in the downswing. And that late lag gives him control of an otherwise sort of open club face he didn't have to flip. A lot of shaft lean there. You can even see the club torquing and bending there at impact. And then rotating through without a huge rollover for control. And if you watched him play last year in the Open, you saw lots of punch shots, lots of shots where he just trapped that ball and hit it down under the wind. Amazing control of his shot in adverse conditions. Okay, well, that'll wrap it up for this video. Shane Lowry, thanks so much for watching. If it's your first time to the channel, please consider subscribing. And if you like the video, please hit that like button. And we'll see you in the next one.